There's some exercise.
What are some exercises
That
people
who
are watching
or
listening
can practice
to
be able
to
build
their willpower. Scientifically proven technique to increase willpower.
So one simple
technique
that
my guru
taught me
in the monastery.
The way to develop
willpower
is to finish
what you begin.
It's really easy to
start something.
But to finish
something
takes
tremendous amount of will, right?
At the
start, everybody is inspired. They're
full of
enthusiasm
and energy. Because they're motivated. They're motivated, right?
Because they're motivated
to something new.
It's
inspiring, and then halfway through the project, everybody looks at each other.
Everybody look at
whose
each other and whose
idea was this, right?
And then
people just abandon it. Go start something new. When you finish
what you begin,
and you
actually requires
tremendous
amount of will.
So the way I develop
my bicep
is
I use my bicep to lift weights.
To develop more bicep.
To develop more wise upright.
I
use my bicep
to develop bicep. The way you develop
willpower
is to use your
mental
muscle
to develop more muscle. So
every time
you
finish
what you begin, you actually develop willpower.
So for me, the
way I develop willpower, so I look
at my average
at
day
my average and I go,
what are the
opportunities
in my day
that I can use
to develop
willpower.
One simple thing that
I
talk about
quite often is
every day I sleep.
Right?
It's a real
is a recurring
event. I never go a day
without sleeping.
Right?
Me too. Right?
Right? So every day I sleep. So before I sleep, I floss,
I brush my teeth,
throw on my pajamas,
my pajamas,
go to sleep.
Then go to sleep.
How do I finish the process? So
I make
bed in the morning.
The bed in the morning.
So every day I
wake up.
Wake up in the morning.
In the morning, I make the bed.
There's not a single day that goes by
I
haven't made the bed
that I haven't made
in the last 25
the bed in the last 25 years.
years. Right. So every day I wake up, I finish.
Alright, I just say every day I wake up, I finish.
So when I make the
bed,
I finish what I begin.
I finish what I begin.
And I'm developing.
Willpower.
So most people look at.
So now most people look at
mundane things
throughout the day,
throughout the day, like making the bed is very much
throughout the day.
mundane. task. Why should I waste time on?
Oh, that's a mundane task. Why should I waste time
Energy.
or energy?
Whereas in the monastery, we were trained that
Whereas in the monastery, we were trained that
all the simple
all the simple tasks
tasks throughout the
day,
from
making
the
bed
bed,
to putting away
cups of wash,
your crafts, or washing
your breakfast dish
your breakfast
in the morning.
dish in the morning,
You come into the house
and you come into the house
and you take your shoes
and you take your
off instead
shoes
of kicking it to
off.
the side.
Instead of kicking it to the side,
You can put them
neatly.
It takes an extra 5
Takes an extra 5 seconds,
but you're finishing
but you are finishing
the process of
the process of coming
home. Right?
home.
And all those
And all those things
are little
as and all those things are little acts
acts
to develop willpower.
Imagine if you
are taking a pebble and
putting it
in a
jar
every time.
2 weeks later the jar
2 weeks later,
will
jar
be
will
filled.
be filled.
So I looked at the task
So I look at the task
throughout the day,
finishing those tasks and
as opportunities
opportunity to develop
and
willpower. And after a month, I developed
tremendous amount
of willpower.
Now I can use
that willpower
and direct
it with my
align it with
my passion
to create
to create
in my life,
discipline in my life,
so that I can enjoy
what I love more.
Because how you do anything
Because how you do anything
is how
you're
training yourself
you are training yourself
to do everything.
to do everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's about
creating
rituals
throughout the day.
People don't realize.
And people don't realize
Right. So the whole
that's right. So the whole
monastery,
the life in the monastery
was filled with
rituals.
Everything we did the whole day by looking at a monk, you could tell what time
you could tell what
day it was.
time of day it
You
was
knew what he was doing.
because you knew
Right.
what the
So I structured my life
so I was structured in my life
now to create
not to create
many rituals
as many rituals
possible throughout the day.
as possible throughout the day.
And I'm even training
And I'm even training
my 10-month-old
my 10-month
daughter the same way.
old daughter the same way.
She sleeps as a
She sleeps
at a certain time.
at certain time. She is at
Eats at
a certain time.
We take her for a walk
We take her for a walk
at 5 o'clock in
at 5 o'clock
the evening.
and the evening every day
at 5 p.m.
at 5 p.m.
She bathes at a certain
She pays it at a certain time
just to train
just to train rituals and ritual steps
shape
shape
subconscious mind.
the subconscious mind helps you to create those patterns and the subconscious.
Okay, that's absolutely
That's absolutely
incredible.
So
what would be your message
what would your message
be for everybody who's
be
watching?
for everybody who watching
Them a challenge.
if we're gonna give them
I would
a
say,
challenge? I would say,
step one,
truly take
time
to figure out what your passion
is.
in life is, because
that's really
going to drive
your ability
your ability
to discipline your life.
to discipline your
And one of
life.
the ways is
And one of the ways
being just by
is
yourself.
being just by yourself.
And the simple ways. Yes, and the simple ways. Simple thing to do is wake up in the morning. Is wake up in the morning. Have a shower. Have a shower. Find a quiet. Spot in your apartment. Or your home. Or your home. And sit down with yourself. For 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. No music. No music. No books. No books. No podcast. No podcast. Nothing. And just have a conversation. If I wanted to get to know Jim, I need to have a conversation. I might have a conversation with you. I need to ask you questions. Right? If I ask you what you ate. If I ask you what you ate yesterday. Yesterday, I don't learn very much. I ask you why do you do what you do. But I ask you why do you do what you do? Tell me about your life. Tell me about your life. Passion. If I do that every week. I'll really get to know you. To know yourself. Have that same conversation with yourself. If you do that every day. If you do that every day. I bet you after a month. After 3 months? Or 3 months? You'll start to discover. What is true. What is truly important in your life. And that becomes your passion. Which then you can align your willpower by finishing what you begin every day. Pick one task. Making your bed in the morning. Making your bed in the morning. If you don't make the bed in the morning. Start making your bed. Start making the bed. Every morning, wake up. Every morning, wake up. Make your bed. Make your bed.
Or wash the dishes.
Or wash the dishes. Wash the dishes. Wash the dishes and every time you finish what you begin, don't think that you're making the. Don't think that you're making the bad thing. That you are developing willpower.
You're training.
You are training. Training. It's a training practice. It's a training practice. Right? So when I make the bed, I don't look at it. It's at all I'm making the bed. I look at it as I'm developing my. I'm developing my willpower. And that drives me. And that drives me to make it bad, and that the willpower I'm developing here. I'm developing here allows me to spend time to discipline my life. Which allows me to get more what I love in my life. That's why I make the bed.
I think a large part of people who watching this right now, that they believe that they haven't found their purpose, or they think that there's just one purpose
to their life.
What's your feeling?
One way, what you're feeling about purpose. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know their purpose because they've never spent any time trying to find their purpose. There's no structure. And there's no structure. Approach. Even when you're growing. And then when you are growing up, nobody tells you it's cool that you need a purpose. If you look at your daily, but if you look at your daily life, your whole life is driven by purpose. People get in a car. Why? Because there's purpose to drive. To go to dinner. Drive to go to work. Right. You take a shower. There's a purpose. You know everything
you do throughout the day. All the mundane things is purpose driven.
So
why shouldn't life have purpose?
And most people
Purpose. And most people don't know their purpose
because they never spend
time with themselves.
And then people.
And I know German people say to me, I spend time with myself.
Every evening
I walk my dog
for half an hour.
That's my long time.
That's
walking
your dog. And you know me, I love defining things. You know, people say, I go for a jog in the park. That's my alone time. No, that's a joke.
That's jogging
in the park.
You can't say
that's your
alone time.
When I say
when I say
you want
to find
the purpose, you need to
sit down. You need to sit down.
No music.
No
podcast.
No podcast.
No journals. Eyes closed. Going internally. And having
dialogue with yourself.
The way I can get to
know
you is to spend.
To know you is to spend time with you.
We met every week. Every
Friday for lunch for 2 hours.
After a year, we
know each other really well.
I know what makes you
happy, makes you sad.
What drives you, what doesn't.
What drives me, what doesn't drive you.
Same way,
how would you
discover
your purpose by spending
structured
time
with yourself. In
introspection.
And so we are talking
about willpower.
We're talking about
discipline.
But underneath that, it's interesting. It's interesting because
I don't think a lot of people
relate
to
love and
decided to love and self-awareness.
But
self-awareness
is so important.
It's so important.
Superpower.
It's a superpower.
And you can develop.
And you can.
It totally is.
Totally.
And if you don't
if you don't
know what you want, then you'll never be driven. And that's why if you look.
And that's why.
Look at most people.
They
go from one thing.
To another.
They're driven by
the trends of society. Now this is popular. So I'll do it
for a while.
It's
yoga, then it's
maybe
soul cycling.
It's
this and it's that.
And then it's this and it's that, and people
going from
are just one thing that
if you look at the most
successful
people
on the world, they just do one thing.
They play tennis.
Or they play football. Like the people.
Someone to the athlete.
Or some want to the athletes that I work
with. Once. A
soccer player.
And that's all.
He's done. He's done.
Since he was a kid.
Ever since he was
He's played soccer.
A kid, he plays soccer.
Every day tennis. I mean, you know.
Every day tennis. I mean.
Play with his cousin.
He might play
on the weekend or something.
On the weekend or something, you know.
You know, but that's all he does.
But that's all he
does. He just does.
He does. He does
one thing.
And that's why he excels in it.